Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
This
Cool.
hand that's you what?
Bicycle, what's the game size?
5-5.
Okay.
So I had this hand. I had about 500 behind.
Okay, so 500 effective.
Yeah, and I'm under the gun with Ace Queen of clubs.
Ace,
And I
Queen,
opened.
clubs. Yep.
And I opened. It was either 20 or 25.
Okay, let's say you open to 20.
Okay, I opened at 20, and a guy in middle late position, say middle position. He's the only caller.
Okay, so let's call him the
And
hijack.
okay, and he's running really, really well. He cashed out that night at almost 4,000. So I'm going to say it's about 3,000 when he started the hand.
Okay.
And he's playing pretty loose.
Okay.
So it's heads up,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't played a hand in a while. I was pretty card dead.
Okay.
And the flop is 10-10-3 rainbow with one club.
With one club. Okay. So I will say, I'm going to give you some, just from my experience of how, obviously, you're probably the only girl at the table. Maybe there's one other one, right? And if you've been
I was
playing,
the only one at this time.
so if you've been playing live for, even just a little bit, you'll see that a lot of these guys, especially if they're a little bit older, have a chip on their shoulder with playing against women. Especially some of the ethnic guys, too. Like, they want to bully the women around. They don't want to be bluffed out of pots. And what I'm getting to specifically on this board of 10-10-3 is this. I think this is a really, really good board to check call. Because if you check, this idiot might just bet any two here, thinking that, oh, she's a girl and she's just going to be, weak tight and check fold. And there are a lot of girls that are weak tight and no limit. Some aren't. But that's sort of my first instinct here. There's one club out there. You've got two overcards. What are you betting there that's going to get called? Give this guy some rope to hang himself.
Got it. That would have definitely been okay, because, I do think he tried to kind of push me around.
Yeah.
So I did end up c-betting $30.
So what is that bet going to accomplish? When you think about why do we bet, right? We bet for value. We bet as a bluff. Your hand, is it for value or is it a bluff?
I think it was that I just felt like I should do a standard c-bet on a board like this.
Well, I mean, I think that's the next level of thought when you start, trying to get better and thinking about the game more. You're not just going to auto c-bet. There's a purpose behind it. And like I said, just my initial reaction with even all this other intangible stuff is your hand's sort of in between. It's a really good candidate to check call because the guy's not going to fold a pair. Now, occasionally you might actually get worse the call. You might call with ace high. You might call with ace jack or something like that. But I would probably check and call. But okay, so you bet 30.
I bet 30, and he re-raises me 50 more to 80.
So hijack raises to 80. Now, this is very interesting, Amanda, because the pot is going to be 70, 150, and it's 50 for you to call. So
right, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
and I might even have the best hand.
Yeah, you're getting 3-1. Like I said, I wouldn't play it this way, but if you call, a lot of times that's going to freeze this guy, and it's going to look like you actually have a stronger hand than you have. You do have the backdoor flush draw, and you obviously have, you have overs, and your hand has showdown value against non-pairs. Now, some people would say, why not just re-raise the guy? If you were to do that, I would tend to do it with more of hands that have that you're not going to be able to play across, maybe even queen jack of clubs or something like that, although I'd still might call that hand. But with your good ace high, I think you can call as played.
Yeah, so I did. I called.
Okay.
I just thought, for that price and for how strong my hand is, I can't fold there. So I floated. And then the turn was really interesting, was the jack of clubs.
Okay.
So I've got a gut shot royal flush draw.
Yep.
um, I decided to check here, and he bets 225, which is a big bet. I don't think he's doing this with a 10. I think he's trying to get me off a hand exactly like what I have.
He bets 225, so like a pot size bet, basically.
Yeah, pot size bet, and right, yeah, huge
Yeah.
bet. Um, and so I don't know if, but I turned as much equity as I can without having hit an ace or a queen.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
This one's probably
yeah,
this. So you start. See, the problem is you started with 500, right? So you only have 200
right,
left, right?
correct.
So yeah, this is really awkward.
Yeah,
It's really awkward because you only have 200 left, and sometimes you actually might even have the best hand here. And I'm wondering if this guy would ever be betting like a pair, like fives or something like that, thinking that you've got like ace king or ace queen, or and then maybe fold. So you have what, 195, or let's say you have 200 left. The pot
yeah,
is,
I had about 200 left. If I
if you
made the
call.
call.
Yeah, so the pot is it's 200, he bets, so 425, 650 if you call, and then there's 200 left. I don't think this guy has a 10 all that much. I mean, he's not going to play a full. This is why I don't think he has got a 10 all that much. He
Mhm.
he's not going to play a full house this fast. There's just no way he's going to overbet the turn. So throw out Jack 10, throw out pocket threes. You block Queen 10 and Ace 10. He might have King 10 or 9 10. I don't know if he's going to be going crazy like this, but it would just really suck.
I thought he was trying to get me to fold. I thought he was trying to get me off my hand.
See, the problem here is that if you had a little bit more money, you could even
Mhm.
think about check shoving here. Boy, your hand has. If you think that your hand is good, you might just go with it. I think, as crazy as it sounds, I actually wouldn't even just hate just check raising all in if you think this guy is really way out of line. Um, I wonder if he would fold like pocket fours, pocket fives. He really should. If he has like a pocket pair here, he really should
Mhm.
fold. Even getting like 4-1, your hand looks so strong. So I'm trying not to look at the chat because I know it's going nuts over here.
It's going
I
nuts.
know. I don't know what they're saying, but I actually wouldn't even hate it here to just go with the hand.
Right. Yeah, I definitely contemplated that. I mean, I think I see merit in all options, a fold call or a shove.
Uh,
I probably did the weakest, which is I called.
okay. So you.
And
Mhm. Now
yeah,
the
and the
issue that I
river.
have, with calling is that the way that this hand here's the problem I have with calling. I think you
Yeah.
have a sliver of fold equity on the turn against hands that you're actually behind. Like I said, I think that this guy, if he's an 88, he could have a pair and he might fold. I'm talking about a low pair, right? So it's a
Mhm.
disaster if you just call and it goes check check at the end and you lose when you could have got him to fold the best hand. And then the other part is that if the river's a blank and you check and he moves all in and you fold the best hand, that's a disaster too. So that's the
Right.
thing that's going on here with these stack sizes.
Yeah. So you would probably have shoved in this spot.
The way that a guy would play me, I probably wouldn't, because I wouldn't think that he's doing it with me. Everyone seems to know me now these days, especially when
Yeah.
I play 5-5. So unless the
Mhm.
guy was just trying to, like, be like some sort of tough guy, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if I was in your shoes, yeah, probably with this sort of background, yeah, I think it's probably pretty close, but probably shoving is better than calling for those reasons that I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I called, and the river was just some kind of offsuit brick, like a low card, like a six or something.
hmm
And I checked and put me all in,
So
and I
so
folded.
so
I think
so
call what they say.
so obviously, like when he puts you all in at the end, right? He's very very polarized. You know what that means, right? Like
Yes.
what is he betting all in at the end? So so you have 200 left and the pot is like 600, right? So
Mhm.
Villain bets like 195 all in. What is he betting on the river when you bet the flop, call his raise, call his
Hmm.
225, and now on the river he bets all in for 195? What is he betting?
A good point. So you think my ace high might have been good?
I think there's a possibility that it could be good when he moves all in, but he can also very easily have a 10 too that he was sort of playing fast. But that's why I don't want to I don't want to get into a guessing game here. If both of those
Mm,
things can happen on the turn where you might get a better hand to fold and you might also have the best hand, it's a disaster
right.
sometimes to fold the best hand here because when he takes this line, he's representing 10 plus here, right?
Correct.
He is absolutely representing 10 plus. Now, if he's playing like 70% of his hands and he could have like any two suited cards, like he could have 10-6
Yeah, he
suited,
was calling my opens with king six suited earlier. Yeah.
then there could be a lot of tens here, but it's probably pretty close. I'm assuming you didn't really get to see a showdown at the end.
No, I
Yeah,
folded.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought when I called on the flop, it wasn't just a float. I thought I might genuinely have the best hand.
Hmm.
So it was a bit of a combination there. So I mean, retrospect, maybe I should have shoved the turn.
Yeah, I mean,
What do you
if
think
you
of a
think
lead on the turn? To see
no,
where I'm at.
you don't want no,
That
you don't want to bet no, you definitely don't want to lead the turn.
okay.
Um, but if he is playing a lot of hands, and you think he's got a lot of tens, then maybe a check call is warranted to try to hit your straight and just go with it at the end too. I mean, that's really
Hmm.
what the issue is how many tens that he has. I think it's probably pretty close, but I think this whole hand started with you probably should have just check called the flop.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay. Perfect.
All right, Amanda, take
Thank
it
you,
easy.
Bart.
Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.